It's a wonderful, loving top, but it's not. And for all those out there that have done videos saying, all he did was say Jesus is love, he got kicked out. BS.
Let's talk about facts.
If you want to have intellectual discussions.
Spiritually oriented, a beautiful farm.
Who you are beyond the personality.
I'm a human being, same as you.
Be who you are.
But to answer your question,
what is really going on?
And let's get into this.
And what is happening in Wirgo? What is? Welcome to the wonderful world of Wirgo, the place where we get asked what is really going on. And I'm going to fix that intro so it's really long, really fast to watch now. But in this episode, we are asking what is going on with this debacle. So I'll explain. In America, I believe it is, there's a gentleman removed from a shopping mall because he was wearing, well, people like to say it's because he was wearing a top that says Jesus loves you or something like that, Jesus saves. But that's not the reason. I have my own little take on this, which I'll get into the end. What I'll do is I'm just going to play a little clip here from, I believe it's New York Post. And I'm just going to play all the way through, and then what I'll do is I'll tell you what I think is going on, or at least what I'm seeing what's going on, and why I believe this gentleman was incorrect. I mean, he should have been removed from the mall. No one else is saying that, I don't think, but I'm going to explain why I think. Ready? So, let's just check it out, shall we?
If you want to shop here, you need to take that shirt off. What is going on? What is bothering me? What is going on with my t-shirt? It is religious soliciting. There is no soliciting.
Sorry guys, the audio is a bit poor, but
soliciting allowed on law property, which is private property. In fact, yes,
now the guard seems to be complaining that he's soliciting there. I'll put that on the board for you. I was trying to figure out what it fully meant, but
exactly. What is take it off the shop, man?
A spokesperson for the mall also told the Daily Mail that a week prior to the t-shirt incident, the man was issued a trespass for soliciting guests. Right, so go on then, I'll give you my take on this, right? So, it's not about top. If the top only said Jesus loves or Jesus is the way, I'd be fully behind the gentleman and say, what are you doing? It's a wonderful, loving top. But it's not. And for all those out there that have done videos saying, all he did was say Jesus is love, and he got kicked out. BS to the lot of you. You're all completely incorrect, and I'm going to point out why. His top doesn't only say that. It doesn't say that just only. And for all those who are saying it does, you need to get these fixed, or this fixed, because I'm calling you out, whoever, and there's so many of you. It's actually, while we're here, let's go see how many. Look at man kicked out of a mall for wearing Jesus Saves shirt. No, he wasn't. Liar. Who's this? I'll get the names later on. I mean, was it Custom KD? Incorrect. That's not. I've even seen people that I watched, all of them saying the same thing. I believe man kicked out of the mall for wearing a Jesus shirt. That's incorrect, guys. All this is incorrect. Don't let people pull the wool over your eyes. It's not. You can see on screen right now what it says on his top. It says Jesus is the only way, and then all other religions are crossed out. Now he's going into a place where there are going to be lots of different individuals, yeah, who have different faiths. And he's telling them that their religions are not the way, they're incorrect, and that Jesus is the only way. It's a challenge. It's not free speech. It's none of that stuff. He goes, I'm not saying that, but you're wearing a top that's saying it. And you put it on purposely. And if they didn't have all them emblems cut out, which are the emblems of the other religions, yeah, all cut out, as in big line through it saying these are incorrect, these are wrong, these are not the way. If that wasn't happening, you'd all have a point. But you don't, because that is happening on his top, and yet none of you have mentioned this. I've looked through so many, none of you have gone over this. You're all gaslighting narcissists if this is the case, because this isn't true, right? He shouldn't be allowed to go into a place of multicultural diversity and tell everybody their religions are false and not true, whether he believes it or not in a shopping mall. At the end of the day, wouldn't he get more people and more traction at the public entrance, I'm guessing, because I'm guessing on a public street where he could talk to many different people and the shopping mall wouldn't be able to tell him that? He's going around on purpose to try and trigger people. Now, I just want to put this. If it said straight is the only way and then all other sexualities crossed out, would people get offended then? Of course they would. If it said, I'm going to be really... No, I'll do the reverse because you see me as white because of a wet melon. If it said black is the only way, mind you, I might not actually offend so much in today's society. Just go extreme then. If it said white is the only way, and then had a bunch of faces with different colours with a cross through it, line through it, would that offend you? Would that be okay? I don't get it. That wouldn't be okay with most of you. You wouldn't appreciate that. But somebody does it with other people's religions and faiths. You know, some people class themselves as these things. If it was the other way around, Christian people would get kind of offended by it. Jesus is the only way, and like Muhammad and all these people, they're false to this guy. No, I believe that's probably what he feels, that they are false. You don't go around saying that in a public mall where there are many religions and faiths. You're purposely trying to trigger people. And like, oh, people are snowflakes. That might be the case, but then if you know them, why are you wearing tops like that? If he took that part out, I have nothing to say. I'd be going, what on earth are they doing? But because that sign is there, the sign that's on the screen now on his top, you haven't got a leg to stand on. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like I said, if it said white is the only way, and a bunch of other faces all crossed out that had different colours in it, you'd all have enough to say about it then. So I'm just saying, this isn't correct to me. This is somebody going along trying to trigger illnesses in other people purposely. Knows those illnesses are there. Like they've said, they've told him this isn't the first time. This is just the first time it's been caught on camera and shown to you. He's been stopped for this kind of thing before and told that people don't like it. They don't like seeing their faith and their God crossed out on somebody's top and said, my God is the only way. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. No, because you should be allowed to wear a top that says definitely that Jesus is the way and Jesus is love. But even if Jesus is the only way, might be fine. But the moment you put other people's religions on there and cross them out like they're bad or they're wrong or they're incorrect or whatever word and terminology you want to hear, sorry, you don't have my backing. Tell me what you think, Wirgo, what is. Write it down. Am I incorrect here? I'm happy to be incorrect. Point out where I'm going incorrect. Where I'm going when you say wrong. I'd be happy to re-educate myself, but this doesn't seem like a man was kicked out for only wearing a Jesus is the only way t-shirt. You see how everybody misses out the really relevant part that offends people. Nobody cares that it says Jesus is love and Jesus is the way or whatever. They care the fact that he's saying he's the only way and your religion's irrelevant. And that's what they're looking at. If you're not seeing that, why aren't you seeing that? Wirgo, what is? And what is happening, Wirgo, what is, and welcome to another... Just the mic on there. Smacked the mic flying almost. Right.